Alright, today we are going to be making this turkey right here. It is done on black paper and we're going to make complex patterns in the feathers. Complex patterns are jazzy patterns. They are more interesting to look at than just regular plain old pattern. So you need sheet paper, you need to write your name. I'm erasing mine because I messed up on the back, so I'm just using the other side. And you need to pick a crayon. It doesn't really matter what color. I'm going to choose white. And what you need to do is take the bottom, fold it to the top, and crease. And then take the other side, fold it, and crease. What you've done is you've created a letter T, or a plus sign. Where they intersect is the center of your paper. So below this center dot, I will draw a circle. This is going to be the head of our turkey. From that, I will make 2 diagonal lines. And our turkey is facing to the side, at least his head is, so I'm going to draw a beak to the side and a little gobbler. And I only need one eyeball because his head is turned. Okay, from there, I'm going to start up here at the top of his head, and I'm going to make a big circle going around, and it's going to meet back up at the top of his head. Leave some space down here, because that's where we will put the feet. So for the feet, I'm going to make 2 triangles, and then I'll just make some little toes coming straight out. And from there, now we get to start with the feathers. So I'm going to start with this crease. I'm going to draw a line about that high. And then I'm going to follow the curve of the turkey. So I'm going to start on this side first, and I'll make 1, 2, 3, and then 4 lines. And this last line is just a horizontal line. And I'm going to try to do the same thing on this side. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? And then you want to connect those lines with curved lines. So, curve, 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 curve. Okay? And I'm going to start thinking about pattern, and I'm going to draw more curved lines on the edges here. Okay, now I want you to pick a new color, and I want you to outline around your turkey's feathers. If you run off the paper, that is fine. It looks more interesting that way. I want you to take another color and do it one more time. Okay, I am going to color in the body of my turkey, and I'm picking a brown. Yours does not have to be brown, but I'm going to do brown because I want to do a certain kind of coloring technique with this turkey. So I'm just coloring it all one color first, and then I'm going to go back and do a different technique on top of it. Color in the same direction. You don't want to go too crazy because then it ends up looking like scribbles. Don't get the gobbler. Go around it. And I'm going to do his head the same color. Now I'm going to take 3 crayons. And I'm going to put them in my hand all together. And I'm going to swirl. So this is the coloring technique I was telling you about. I'm going to try to stay in the lines though. I don't want to go too crazy. This is just to give it a little flair, a little oomph, more exciting to look at. Okay? Now, you want to think about making jazzy patterns in the feathers of your turkey. So jazzy patterns are going to be a little more interesting rather than just like a green stripe, a yellow stripe, a green stripe, a yellow stripe. So maybe you could do a green stripe, then yellow polka dots, then maybe throw in a pink crisscross design, and then go back and start over. Okay, so it's a little more interesting to look at. You could do diagonal lines and then crisscross them to create diamonds. And inside that, you can make it even more interesting by coloring in some of these. Okay, so that's an option. You could do polka dots. Changing the size to make it more interesting. You can make little sun shapes. Anything you want to make there in those feathers. So when you're finished, it'll look something like this. Notice how each feather is a different kind of pattern. I played a lot with the stuff above the feathers. I colored in big, thick stripes. You can do that. I did some more down here. Okay, it's yours to play with to create a beautiful Thanksgiving artwork.